All right, it's 33 minutes past 6 a.m. on a feel-good Friday morning. This is Smooth 98.1, your love music, love live station. It is the 16th day of May 2025, and just like that, the second half of the month is kicking off today. And what a day to, get into the other half of the month. It's a Friday. We're looking forward to the weekend, looking forward to relaxing and having a good time. But for now, the Smooth Breakfast is what you are tuned into, getting you ready for your Friday on the smoothest note possible. My name is Ayokunmi, and it is time to get into the world of business. You know how we do on Friday mornings. It is all about the tech scene. It's a Tech Friday edition of Business Express. And today, we're going to be having a very interesting conversation, taking a look at the tech scene in Southeastern Africa. And joining me to take a look at this and give us some insights is Uche Anichie. He is the convener of Startup South. Very good morning to you, Uche. Great to have you on Business Express.
Hi, Ayo. It's a pleasure being here. Um, Great work you're doing, Rotus, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for taking the time out. I know that, at this hour of the day, you probably want to be, just getting yourself together, but you are here, ready to go. And I appreciate you, doing that. So let us begin on this note, talking about Startup South. You are the convener. Now, this Startup South focuses on the tech scene in the Southeast and the South as well. So
Yeah.
can you just tell us what kind of innovations are being built in those regions that we don't know about here?
Okay. So Ayo, there are lots of things happening. People are doing different things from your usual fintech, to blockchain, prop tech, to agri tech, climate tech, to energy tech. There
Okay.
are quite even commerce tech, right? And consumer technologies. There are lots of stuff going on. Um, when we talk about tech in the Southeast and the South, we want to talk about people like want to talk about brands and people like Uche Anichie, for instance, of Event Finance, which happens to be one of the biggest DeFi platform across Africa, and if not,
Mm.
you know, that has a lot of you know, has a lot of users across actually not just Africa, even in Europe, right?
Oh,
And
wow.
they just launched Asset Chain, which is their own protocol, right? Um, and they launched that at our conference Startup South 9 last year, and they're about to go live with the they're about to go live with they've been on the test net
Mm.
for a while. They're about to go live now on the main net, right? So then you have the likes of Ndifreke, Ikopu, and Nnamdi Oba, for instance, building House Africa, a blockchain-based prop tech that is digitizing land assets across Nigeria and Africa. Okay.
Right, right,
Then
right.
of course you have Humanity Nest, for instance, a charity tech platform that has millions of people across Africa using the
Okay.
platform to find, using the platform to find help and solicit for help. So there are lots of stuff going on in the region.
Mm. That is actually good to hear. Sometimes you never get to hear some of these things happening, and it's a good thing we have you this morning to give us a better idea of what is going on within that part of the country. Now, let's talk about fundraising because I know that funding tends to be an issue no matter what region you are in the country. I mean, have the tech players in those areas been effective at doing that, at getting those funds in?
I would say largely yes. You know, lots of founders are getting funded here in the region as well. Um, the names I've mentioned, for instance, the two was backed by Google, right? The Zen Finance guys were backed by Google. Um, South Africa, of course, is backed by the Angel Network that I co-founded, and also backed by the VC fund that I currently run, both Southeast Angel Network and Rebel Seed Capital. And they're also backed by some of the most notable, VC firms that that operate
Mm.
out of Africa and Lagos, right? So
Right.
um, yes, largely the funders are getting funded. However, it's not enough, right, compared to what you have in other places, like where visits are where you have more visits, right? It's one of
Okay.
the reasons why I have driven I've championed the cause for founders in what I call the secondary cities, basically making sure that we can help provide funding and provide support to founders in such places. It's obviously not enough, but a lot of one good thing is that a lot of professionals are getting involved and supporting to fund startups within
Okay.
the region, and and luckily a number of the state governments are also beginning to get interested in making the space conducive. So
Right. Right. Right.
from Akwa Ibom to Enugu to Benin to Abia to Imo, a lot is already beginning to happen, right? For instance, the Imo state government just recently signed an MOU with the United States Access to Market organization. It's an organization based in San Francisco to basically
Nice.
train
Nice.
founders, in Imo State, where, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
support them with fundraising activities, including taking them to Silicon Valley, right?
Okay.
Enugu state government just had one of the biggest, if not the biggest in Nigeria so far, technology festival, right? With over 14,000 people showing up across 3 days for
Whoa.
the festival, right? And of course, the Minister for Communication and Digital Economy was there, Bosu Kijani, and he talked about it on his LinkedIn page immediately afterwards, and talked about the fact that today that he can attest that Nigerians, and I'm quoting him, the Nigerian digital economy is not going to be built in one place, that it's going to be populated across many cities in Nigeria, right?
Good stuff.
And
Good
so
stuff.
yes, and so people are taking notice, but the government is getting interested. People are taking notice of the things that are happening. But yes, more can happen, right? And more people can get involved. And that's why we're also working towards our annual conference, which happens every October. In about 2 weeks, we're going to be having a partners conference for that and having all our partners come on board, and we will talk about
All
the
right.
talk about what to expect at the conference.
Fantastic. Great stuff. Good to actually hear that. Now, I wouldn't, should I say, be complete. Things would be complete if I don't ask you about the award you actually won recently for your efforts in the tech scene, in the Southeast and the South as well. Let's tell us about that very quickly. Give us an insight into what that was all about.
Okay, yeah. So the Jade, what's the name of that award again? So the Enugu tech community and the government of Enugu State decided to honor me during the last concluded tech festival for the work that was done in the last 10 years to promote the ecosystem across the two regions, right? For me, it was a surprise, but at the same time, it was some for me, I felt honored, right? Because like I posted on my LinkedIn, it feels interesting on two levels. One, the ecosystem themselves actually feels, wow, we see what you do and we recognize what you do and we appreciate it. And then two, the government actually recognizes and approves that. And so for me, it felt very special on those two levels. And
Mhm.
I'm grateful to the to the state government, to the state governor, for that honor, especially thanks to, the Commissioner, Honorable Prince Lawrence Eze, the Commissioner for Science and Innovation, for making that happen. And then, of course, the ecosystem leaders who did that, I'm grateful to all of them for making that happen. I mean, you know how they say it, to whom much is given, much expected, right?
Expected. True
So,
story.
which then means that it's a call to duty, it's a call to do more, right? And I can assure and promise that we won't rest on our oars until we get the regions and the states at the level where they need to be playing on international level. Because the truth is, like I say every time, Nigeria is a big country with big potential, and technology provides us, the tech and startup ecosystem provides us the opportunity to show that this country potential should not continue to be innate. It should be something that can be felt. It should become tangible. People should be able to feel and see what Nigeria is capable of, right? And that
Right.
will happen when we unleash our capacity across many states and cities, across regions, right? And this is what we're trying to do from the South, South, and Southeast. And I'm
Right.
grateful that the states are beginning to recognize and get involved. And I can be thankful that it's happening now.
Great stuff. Great stuff, man. You must feel absolutely amazing to be recognized for the good works that you actually do. There's this feeling it gives you to want to do even so much more. All right, Uche, we've actually run out of time. But before I let you go this morning, just in a nutshell, in about 30 seconds, if possible, what does the future hold for the tech scene in the southeast and the south regions of Nigeria going forward?
I can say the one word is bright. It's bright. I mean, it's for over a decade, right? The region has provided Nigeria with talent, right? So a lot of
Mm,
people who worked in Lagos and the rest of the place, a lot of them actually migrate out of this space, right? They're talented people, but right now we're beginning to build businesses within the region that can absorb those talents at scale, right? So I can
right.
only say that it is very bright, and I can't be more excited about this point in time. I just want to see more of our professionals in diaspora connect to what we're doing.
Mm,
And the conference in October provides that opportunity, for them to do that, right? Also
yeah.
provides opportunity for partners to get on board, and connect to what we're doing. And I like to say thank you to the partners that have supported us for the last 10 years. Um, it's been an amazing journey, but the journey just started, because we're just about to unleash what we have been designing and dreaming about in the
All
last
right.
3 years.
All right, great stuff. Absolutely fantastic to hear that. All right, let me take a message as we wrap up on the show this morning. This is Gilbert Musa. He's in First Stack, and he says, while I commend the startup initiative in different regions of the country, it's noteworthy to ensure that existing SMEs are encouraged to grow and expand rather than losing them to the dearth of infrastructure like unstable power supply. Very, very important. Thank you for sharing those thoughts, Gilbert. And a big thank you to you, Uche Anichie, for joining me this morning. He is the convener of Startup South. It's been a pleasure having you on the show this morning.
My pleasure, Ayo. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a great Friday and a great weekend
You
as
too.
well. All
Bye.
right. This has been Business Express brought to you by InterSwitch on a Feel Good Friday morning on Smooth 98.1. Don't go anywhere. The Smooth Breakfast will continue. There's more great music coming your way as we get along to 7:30 to take a look at the papers on Freshly Pressed.